Well, hello there and welcome back to a brand new video where today is a very exciting day because today is the day, ladies and gentlemen, I react to the Xbox Series X, Series S official next-gen walkthrough. The guys over at Xbox has done a full demo. I'll leave a link down below. But yesterday, yeah, I know, I'm pretty early for a change. The previous video of me reacting to the PS5 user interface, I was about 10 days late, but the response has been unreal. Thank you very much. Honestly, it means the world to me. Shout out to a guy called Felix. I've been seeing him commenting all the time. Been watching the videos for a while. So Felix, thank you very much for all the support so far, mate. Really, really appreciate it. And that video has done really well, even though it's 10 days late. But you guys have done tremendous. And honestly, it means the world to me. But today, I thought I'd try and be a bit earlier. So yesterday, Xbox announced, or released, I should say, their kind of official next-gen walkthrough of the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S console. And it's about 14 minutes long. So today, we're going to react, see what they have on offer. Hopefully, they show us the user interface, maybe some gameplay, and all that fun stuff. But anyway, I'm sure all of you guys are going, Matt, come on, show us what's new. Show us the next-gen walkthrough. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's around about 14 minutes long. Let's click play. Let's rub our hands together. Let's get really excited. Hopefully, it's amazing.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Malik Prince, and November 10th is right around the corner.
Hello,
so
Malik.
The launch of the Xbox Series X, our fastest, most powerful console ever, and the Xbox Series S, our smallest Xbox ever, packed with next-gen performance. They're both right around the corner. Super exciting time. So today...
So just to point out, if you guys have been hiding under a rock for a while, so the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S will be coming to launch on November 10th, which is very exciting. Comes out a few days before the PS5 comes out in the US, and pretty much a week earlier than the PS5 comes out into other sections around the world, including the UK, which I'm still kind of annoyed about. But anyway, today's talking about Xbox, and what's interesting, if you guys are curious to know, is obviously the Xbox Series X is their most powerful console, and the Xbox Series S is their most smallest console. So, see what you did there? Pretty interesting stuff. But hopefully today they show off the big boy. They might show us the Xbox Series S, but anyway... Come on, Malik. Tell us what's going to happen, my friend. I love his shirt, by the way. Yellow and black. It reminds me of back in the day at college. I mean, it's a good shirt. Come on, buddy. What has he got to offer?
What we're going to do is we're going to walk you through a full demo from top to bottom,
oh,
unedited,
nice.
to showcase the entire experience.
Woo! The entire experience.
By the way, just like the one you get on launch. But of course, I can't do it alone. So with me from the Xbox
Who's with you, buddy?
Team, it is Harrison Hoffman. Harrison, how are you?
Harrison, yo, what's going on, man?
I'm excited. It's a new generation of games. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the horizon. Cyberpunk thing coming out. It's a great time to be a gamer.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna get started in just a second, but just want a quick note that even though we're showcasing the Xbox Series X today,
yes,
we also have the Xbox Series S here, and with both of these consoles, we're really talking about faster load times, higher frame rates, and richer, more dynamic worlds, and so you're gonna see that today. But Harrison, I'm a mind reader. I can tell the comments are gonna be...
He's a mind reader, guys. You know that.
All right, let's not keep him waiting. Let's turn this thing on.
I'm kidding.
Here we go.
Again, exciting time for the team. So much work has gone into this. I bet you're pumped.
Oh yeah, I mean, the team's been working on these consoles for years at this point, so we're all just really, really excited for gamers all around the world to get their hands on it. I love it, I love it. So first thing we notice when you turn on the console is home, of course. So let's walk through what's new here. First thing here, the team has really spent a lot of time over the last year plus, really simplifying, optimizing, refining the experience on Xbox here to really make it one. Simpler, more accessible for people who are new to Xbox, who might not have ever had an Xbox console before, and then two, to make it a lot more powerful and useful for people who are those upgraders and those kind of loyal Xbox gamers. So
what's interesting, right, and I mentioned this in my PS5 video, is when the Xbox One X, when the Xbox One first came out, and I've still got the launch edition here, and I wish they were doing one this year where they made it a little bit special, but all they did, I think, was made a controller say launch edition, or no, it was called Xbox One Day Edition, I believe, or Xbox Day One. Anyway, when they brought the Xbox One out, let's just say the user interface wasn't that good. It was pretty pants, not gonna lie. And the 360 dashboard, the 360 user interface was amazing. And then going from the 360 to the Xbox One, pretty much day and night. And technically, what they were trying to do was just copy Windows, obviously bearing in mind You know, it was essentially, I think, back then running, Windows 8 or something in the background. And I think now it's running like Windows 10. But what's interesting is, and I like what Harrison has mentioned here, is they want to make it easy for anyone who's first time playing an Xbox, and they also want to make it really advanced for the people who've been playing Xbox for a very long time. Now, looking at this straight away, far better than the Xbox One when it first came out. Obviously, the Xbox One now, after multiple updates, after a brand new redesign and many, many updates, I really like this. It kind of gives me like the Xbox 360 vibes in a way. We don't have like the menu system up the top. It's kind of like going down. So it reminds me of the 360. What are you guys thinking? But anyway, let me know in the comments down below. Come on, Harrison. Harrison? Come on, Harrison. Show us what you got, buddy. But yeah, so far, guys, really, really like this. Really do. Anyway, come on, Harrison. Off we go.
When I land here on home, really the intention of home is to give you quick access to the games that you were playing recently, as well as give you easy ways to discover new games to play.
Yeah, and I'd be remiss if I didn't call out these sick dynamic backgrounds that I see going on here. What's up with that?
For sure. So this is exclusive to Xbox Series X and S. These are our new dynamic backgrounds here. We have one for each color that you can pick on the system, and we're hoping to add more in the future too.
Love that. Looking forward to that. So obviously launch day, people are probably going to want to play a game or two on their console. So what do you want to play first? Let's jump into something.
Yeah, let's just dive straight into Gears 5 here. I think that's a good place to start.
Very good choice. Very good choice.
And the big...
Wow. Okay, so that was pretty quick, right? So obviously the game was already running in the background. Boom, Xbox Series X booted up Gears 5 very quickly. But just to go back quickly, they mentioned the dynamic themes, and to us, they look pretty good. Not gonna lie, they're gonna be different colors, which you can choose from, and the home basically was like with PS5. They want you to, it's your home area for you to simply just pick up where you left off and play other games as well, and obviously find other games. But what's impressive though is that boot time, well, I guess resume time from pausing Gears 5 and going back to home, and then going from home to Gears 5. That's pretty impressive.
Big reason why I wanted to start with this game here, this is obviously a game from the Xbox One generation, and it was, really like a visual showcase at the time, really stunning game. And the Coalition has done a lot of great work to really make this game shine on Xbox Series X and S. So they've, gone and done all the optimization work for it. We see this game now running at a beautiful, 4K 60 here in the campaign, and it's just looking better than ever before. One thing to really call your attention to here are the detail of the textures, and that's because we are actually using the same textures that we use in the PC version of Gears 5 when it's running under Ultra settings, and that's something that we couldn't do before on Xbox One X, but now we're able to do on Xbox
Wow, that's
Series
impressive.
X. So it's really great to see the game just looking phenomenal here.
And in versus multiplayer, that frame rate's going all the way up to 120, right?
So that was actually one of the first things that I did when I got access to this version of Gears, and I fired up the versus multiplayer just to see what the 120 frames per second really feels like. And I think a lot of people can really relate to that jump from 30 to 60 and really being able to feel the difference there. And then going from 60 to 120, it just feels like incredibly smooth. It's kind of like a gameplay experience like I've never had before, honestly.
Nice. Well, I just upgraded my TV, so I'm excited to check that out. All right, so maybe you're playing Gears and you want to check in what your friends are up to, or maybe start a party. So let's check out the guide. What's going on here? Yeah, so all I have to do here is just hit the Xbox button, and it just pulls up the guide. And you can just think of this as our, sort of over game menu. So it's going to come up over the top of any game that you're playing on the system here, and gives you quick access to those things you might want to do while you're actually playing a game. So
what's nice is they've kind of kept this simple and very similar to the Xbox One, where you kind of got your quick menu here. It's very similar to PS4, PS5. Simply press the button, and then you kind of have your control access, or you kind of have your mini version of the dashboard where you can have all the summaries and all that fun stuff. So I do really like this. I think it's what is good, and I think what Xbox are learning here, which I think they learned from the 360 to the Xbox One, is the fact that because the Xbox One, after the redesign, it was very modern. And I think what they've done great here is they haven't done too many tweaks that if you've gone from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series S or X, you're not going to be like, huh? Where do I go? Which PlayStation have done phenomenal for the last few years. Last few generations of consoles, from the PS3 to PS4, big changes in terms of features, but it was pretty simple. And if you were used to the old one, going to the new one, very straightforward. Same with the PS4 to PS5. Great new features, but pretty much the same user experience. And I'm kind of, getting that vibe here with the guys over at Xbox. So what can we do, my friend, with the kind of like quick menu?
Being able to quickly switch between your games and apps, check out your notifications, take a look at your friends list, your party chats, your messages, your achievements, and really kind of having all that at your fingertips without disrupting the game at all.
I love it. Let's hit up another game. What do you want to play?
Well, I think we've got to dive into Dirt 5 next.
Let's do it. Dirt 5. I'm excited for this.
For
this
sure.
is a very beautiful game.
For sure. First thing that I want to call your attention to as we're transitioning here is this little quick resume icon at the top. And this is a brand new feature that we have for Series X and S. And what quick resume does is it allows you to instantly pick up where you left off across multiple games in the system. So, if you're like me, I'm playing, 3 or 4 games probably at a time. Maybe some I'm playing with my friends, some's maybe like a more serious game I'm playing by myself. Maybe there's kind of a more casual game I like to jump into occasionally. And I can have all those games like hot and ready to play here. So just quick resuming into Dirt 5, like I'm just right back here in the middle of the race, and everything's just looking phenomenal.
Yeah, I feel like a broken record, but this is stunning. When you get a console on launch, I feel like racing games do such a great job of showcasing it. And you see like the cars, the reflections, the dirt. Name the game, flying everywhere. It's just a really cool showcase of next gen. But of course, we've talked about this game being on Series X and Series S. Let's go back in time. Big focus on Xbox has been compatibility. So let's showcase a back-compat game. What do you want to show?
Right. So before we move on to the backwards compatibility, which I'm really excited for because I'm a big fan. I don't know, nostalgia. I don't know what it is, but I love going back in time. Going back in time, I like, going back and playing some classic games. And what I like about this, and I think the PlayStation 5 does something similar, is with the Xbox, obviously, he was playing Gears, and he's now gone to Dirt. And what's interesting is where he left off is where he resumes, which is pretty interesting. And I think with the Xbox Series X and S, I think you can do that up to like 3 or 4 games, I believe. But that's awesome because as you guys know, as of right now, if you want to play a new game, you've got to close down the previous game to start the new game. But that is interesting. I think, like I said, I think PlayStation are doing something similar. I'm very excited. And yeah, I'm really excited now. I totally forgot, but I'm really excited for what they say about the backwards compatibility. Because on the Xbox One, when you play the 360 game and press the menu button, it showed you the old classic, 360 menu, which was amazing. So I wonder if they're going to do the same here. Let's find out.
Showcase.
So let me pop up in the guide again. Let's just jump over to Subnautica, which is a great game from Xbox One as well. And one thing you're going to notice as soon as we quick resume back over to this game is that these colors in this game are looking better than they've ever looked before. So let me just dive into the water here. And that's actually all thanks to a new feature that we have, a platform level feature called Auto HDR. And this does exactly what it sounds like, and it adds HDR to games that have never had it before, which is a crazy impressive feature. And even games for the Xbox 360, for the original Xbox, you can go play Fusion Frenzy, which was a launch day game on the original Xbox in HDR, and it's just really kind of breathing new life into these games, and these fantastic classic games on Xbox.
Fusion Frenzy, one of the first game that I ever played on Xbox. So I'm definitely excited to jump in, and that's what we've kind of been talking about, thousands of games across 4 generations. Okay, cool. So I'm looking at this game. This is pretty awesome, and I also been checking out that controller. Familiar, but I know a few tweaks to make it even better, right?
Yeah, for sure. So this is the brand new Xbox wireless controller. So this is going to come with your Xbox Series X or S when you get it. It's also obviously available to purchase separately. And there's a few things that you're going to notice when you get this controller. The first thing is that it feels really, really comfortable in your hands. So we've taken everything that we've learned from making the Xbox One controller, listening to fans and feedback feedback, doing a lot of testing with real people all around the world. And we've actually slightly improved the ergonomics of this controller and made it just like ever so slightly smaller so that it feels even more comfortable in more people's hand sizes, which is awesome, and really kind of making gaming more accessible to more people, which we love doing for sure.
Love that. So the D-pad, I know, inspired by the Elite Series 2.
Yeah.
You got textured grips and on the triggers and bumpers. That's pretty cool. But I know one thing that I love to do is share my experiences in the games, even if they're terrible, like they usually are in multiplayer games. But I know it's quicker than ever to share directly from the Xbox One.
What's interesting, and I never knew this, so the Xbox One Series S and X controller is slightly smaller than the Xbox One controller. Who knew? I didn't. Let me know if you guys did, but that is interesting. So now our good friend here is talking about sharing. So obviously like sharing the Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, etc. I think they had, what did they have last time on the Xbox One? It was like game something. Is that it? No, that's completely wrong, I think, Matt. They have something. They did have something which you could record for like 30 seconds or something. But anyway, let's listen to this guy and see what he says about sharing and what it is about recording and all that fun stuff.
Controller, right?
Yeah, for sure. So right here on the controller, we have a new button, and it's called the share button, and it's super useful. All I have to do is just tap it once to capture a screenshot, or press and hold it to capture a game clip. And what this really does is let me keep my focus on the game. So when something awesome happens and I'm like totally freaking out and I need to actually capture that clip, I don't have to take my attention away from the game. I don't have to go into some other menu. I just hit that share button right there and it's automatically captured.
Nice. And we've been talking about speed a lot. Not only is it faster than ever to actually take a clip or a screenshot, but also now it's faster to actually share it to your friends on social media, right?
Yeah, for sure. So when it comes time to share it, I really just go to my phone. I break up my phone. So once I've captured that clip, it automatically gets uploaded to Xbox Live and is available for sharing. I'll get a notification right here on my phone that says, hey, you got a new screenshot that's ready to share. And then I can just share that out to any of my friends or networks that my phone knows about. Like the phone is kind of like the ultimate sharing tool. Like it knows about, all the different places that I want to share. So really, I love that we're kind of making this whole process seamless and completing that here.
Nice. And then in that Xbox app, I know there's new features that's been redesigned. Walk us through that.
This is the new Xbox mobile app, and we've actually totally rebuilt this app from the ground up in anticipation of the Series X and S launch. So this is actually the app that you're going to use to set up your new console on day one. You're going to be able to use it to log in your Microsoft account, put in your Wi-Fi password, set up all your settings while your console's taking that day one update. And then after that, your console is really like just linked directly to your phone. So now, I can just interact with my console right from my phone. So if I'm, out anywhere in the world and I, get really inspired about a particular game that I want to go check out, I can go and search for it right here and remotely download it to my console. So when I get home, it's all ready to play. Also, if I don't, if I just can't wait until I get home to play and I really need to get some gaming in, we also have a brand new feature called Remote Play, which is awesome. And basically, this lets you be able to remotely play any game that's installed on my console here via the Xbox app. And all I have to do is just connect my Xbox wireless controller up to my phone, and then I'm just up and playing right here.
I love that. So your experience with the Xbox doesn't end with the TV and the console. It extends to your phone, and that is pretty dope. Okay, so let's find more games. I know Xbox Game Pass is a great way to discover your next favorite game. And directly from home, we actually have content blocks, and Xbox Game Pass is one of them. So let's talk about that.
So as I was saying earlier, really one of the things that we want the dashboard and home to be able to do is to help you find that next thing to play, help you find that next game. So when you're kind of going around looking for inspiration and you're browsing around the dashboard, Game Pass is a big part of that, and we've really built that into the experience. And when I go down...
So before we go into the Game Pass, what's interesting is Xbox have always had a very good app, and just like with PlayStation, they have an app as well, and it's pretty interesting that I think it was available on the Xbox One, so all you need is your Xbox One controller, connect it to your phone, and you can play games. The one thing I love about having an app is the fact that if you're someone who has fast internet speed, slow internet speed, anyone really, who is out and about and they go, oh, there's a DLC coming out, or oh, there's a new game coming out, or you might be at a friend's house and you're playing that game and you go, I want to play that game when I get home. Having the ability to log on to your account on your phone, buy it from the store, download, boom, that's just amazing. I think that feature's already available. It's definitely on PS4 and I think on Xbox One. But it's good to see that they're reiterating it in the Xbox Series X and S if you're unaware. But like I said, they've rebuilt the app which is awesome. Because I think sometimes the app is always kind of like pushed to the back of the backlog and no one really cares about too much. But I think now with pretty much everyone having a smartphone or a tablet, I think building the app is definitely a good idea to try and convince people like, oh, our app's really, really good, you can do this, and you go, oh, I never knew you could do that, you know? So it's definitely one of those like nice to haves, and I think it's really cool. So that's going to be interesting. Sharing as well, the guy was on about. So pressing the button once, it gives you a screenshot. Holding share allows you to do a game clip. And then in order to kind of share it out to your friends, they say it's very easy to do it on your phone. So they didn't show us on the console. I imagine you can, but basically the guy said that you can share it to YouTube, Twitter, and stuff from your phone directly. So they're trying to, I guess, say, use your phone and use your Xbox. And they also said on day one, if you use the app, you can pretty much set up your console while it's doing the day one update. So that's awesome. That's awesome how they thought about it, because obviously the day one update is always a big boy. Always a big boy. But anyway, let's talk about the Xbox Game Pass. I've heard very good things about this. I've never done it myself, like in terms of purchasing this, but I know it's pretty good. So let's listen to good old Harrison and see what he has to say about the Xbox Game Pass.
From the top of home here, you can see the Game Pass block, and you can check out all of our featured titles, what's been added to the Game Pass catalog recently. When I click into it, you sort of get the full experience and get to look at the full breadth of the catalog here. Be able to go in here, check out the details about one of these games, be able to kick it off for an install if it's looking cool.
Nice. And of course, on November 10th, we have a huge addition to Xbox Game Pass, right?
Yeah, on November 10th, launch day for these consoles, we are adding EA Play to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you access to all those games that are in the EA Play catalog, all the games, all the trials, and you can just play them right here if you have Ultimate.
Does that give me access to Titanfall 2?
It will give you access to Titanfall 2.
Harrison, you just made my day. I'm super excited. So of course, if a game is not in Xbox Game Pass, you just want to purchase it, then you go over to the Xbox Store, which I hear has been redesigned, of course, speed.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll just pop right into the store here, and the first thing that we really focus on with the new store is speed and performance. We wanted to make sure that it is as fast as possible for you to get into the store and to be able to search for games and find something that you want to play. So
like, I know it's small, but wow. Like just look at the store. It's impressive. I mean, I know it's a small thing, but they're keeping the house style the same. It looks great. I mean, the PlayStation Store looks good, but this, just wow. I'm really impressed. I mean, I know it's small. Matt's only the store. Don't get too excited now. But honestly, this looks amazing, doesn't it? Was it just me? Probably just me, but, looks pretty good. Anyway, go on, Harrison. Keep talking.
You saw how fast that launched. You can see, as we're sort of going around here, how quick the user interface is to navigate here. If I want to check out more details about a game, maybe I want to see Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I can click into it, check out the details page here, see trailers, information about the game, and kind of everything that I need to decide whether or not I want to buy it.
Nice, and of course that speed also translates to the download speeds, which I hear are improved on both the consoles.
Yeah, we have brand new advanced networking hardware in both of these consoles that lets us take more full advantage of your home internet connection when you're downloading games. So you're kind of not going to be bumping up against those kind of hardware restricted caps anymore on those downloads, and we'll be able to kind of more fully take advantage of that connection and get you those games faster than ever.
That is dope. And of course, to see all your games, you would head over to My Games and Apps, which I know has improvements on displaying the games, but also on showcasing where those games came from, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if I dive into My Games and Apps, like this is really where I go to see all the games that are installed on my console, as well as kind of see the games that I have access to as well. So just sort of coming into here, these are all the games that I have installed here. You can see kind of how fast all of this is loading. You'll also notice that we have some badges on some of these tiles here that tell you which subscription these games are coming from. So you see Burnout Paradise Remastered coming from EA Play, Doom Eternal, as well as the Outer Worlds coming in from Game Pass. And it's just really nice to be able to scroll through here and just kind of see exactly where everything's coming from.
Yep, and all of those services obviously bring in more games than ever, and you may need a little bit of extra space. So little birdie told me that you have one of those new Seagate storage expansions with you.
I do.
There it is.
Okay, so what's interesting is that My Games and Apps, There wasn't like too much improvement, I guess, with the UI. But I think they're mainly talking about speed. And before Harrison talks about the external hard drive stuff, what, like, kind of like, I wish there was a bit more to this demo. We've only got a few minutes left, and I guess he's going to be talking about this hard drive. But with the PlayStation 5, if you guys haven't seen my video, definitely check it out. Because on that video, what they've done by being able to watch, like videos and hints and tricks, tips and tricks, hints and all that stuff, and being able to like make it as a picture or make it onto the side, etc. Like, I don't know if this is even possible with Xbox. They've never shown us. They haven't showed us this. But if I remember, I think Xbox One had the option to like split something, where I think you could split something on the left and have the gameplay on the right, if I remember correctly. But I was really impressed with the PS5 user interface in terms of what you can do and how you can it tells you like how long's left of your game, how you can like almost like advance into a game to do a certain section or an objective or a trophy, and that's really cool. They haven't really shown us with this Xbox. I don't know if Xbox has the ability, but I guess we'll find out on launch. But to be honest, my first impressions, I guess, I guess it's kind of my first impressions, I guess. Maybe it's been 12 minutes. Well, I've been talking for a long time. So initially, I was like, wow, this looks amazing. Now, after watching this pretty much, it looks good. I think the PlayStation might have the edge in terms of what you can do. I think Xbox are here are just going like, oh, look at the speed, look what we've done, and all that stuff. But no, it's going to be interesting for sure. I'm picking up both consoles. I might do a video comparing the two. Let me know. But yeah, my initial thoughts is I think the PS5 user interface is slightly better, but the Xbox Series X and S user interface, very similar to one before, like with PS5 and PS4, but I don't see too many additional features here. All I see is, oh, you can resume a game from a game you paused, moments ago and stuff like that. So, and they've improved stuff, and I don't know. Am I just being too critical here? I don't know, but it's just one of those things where I'm not seeing enough. And if this was the video trying to convince me that the Xbox user interface is amazing, it's definitely not this video. But I guess they're trying to cram a lot of stuff in. But that's just kind of my thoughts. Because the PS5, I was blown away by some of the features. And, Xbox Series X had some cool stuff as well, the sharing and stuff, but nothing amazing. But anyway, let's go and talk about the hard drive stuff and see what we can do to expand our storage. So let's find out.
Right here. So this is the Seagate
1
terabyte storage expansion card, and I mean, this thing is really just like a marvel of engineering. The first time that I saw this, I was just totally blown away. So full terabyte of storage right in here. It plugs directly into the back of the console, and this storage is actually just as fast as our crazy fast NVMe SSD that we have inside the console. So that means that you're going to get those same load times. You're going to get quick resume. You're going to get to be able to play Xbox Series X and S games directly off of this drive.
But then also there's an option if maybe you need to store more games with the regular USB, right?
Yeah, for sure. So especially if you're looking to play backwards compatible games like Xbox One, Xbox 360, or original Xbox games, you can just plug in a USB hard drive like you do today and play any of those games off of here, and then save your kind of faster SSD storage for those next gen games.
I love that. Now that's the first time that I'm seeing it, and again, you were right. It is a marvel of engineering. Do you mind if I do the honors and plug it in?
Absolutely. There you go.
God, okay, here we go. Here we go, everybody. I am, boom. Look at that.
Right.
I did it, and that was fast. There you go. Again, we've been talking about speed this entire time, and almost every part of this experience is that. And so, Harrison, this has been fantastic. Thank you for walking us through this entire demo. And again, on November 10th, you're gonna get Xbox Series X and Series S. We're really focusing, we've been talking about it, higher frame rates, faster load times, and richer, more dynamic worlds, and thousands of games across generation, including Assassin's Creed Valhalla as a new game and Cyberpunk later on. I'm super excited to play. This has been great, Harrison. Let's just go back and play some dirt, though.
All right, let's do it.
And there we go. That's pretty much it. So, I'm not blown away by what they've done here. I'm more blown away. I mean, I'm probably more blown away by the store because I thought it looked pretty good. I wish they showed us more of the homepage. Like, they literally said, oh, this is the homepage, and that's pretty much it. Nothing else. I kind of wanted them to go through a little bit more. I guess the resuming looked pretty good. From my, my take from this is they were talking about speed. Look how fast it is. We've done this. We've done this. And that was always my complaint with the Xbox One in terms of like the user interface. It was a bit slow, a little bit laggy. But, I think that's what they're trying to do. And I guess over time they'll add more features because, I used to do a lot of videos talking about the Xbox system update. And every time I did a video, there was always big updates. So I imagine to begin with, all they want to do is just have a nice, easy ride. Not like last time where everyone was like, what is this? So a lot of people are going to be familiar. And, I think the user interface will grow over time and build. I just think what PlayStation are doing from day one with all these little extra features in terms of like telling you how long a game is left, right? So you can play a game and it will tell you, right, you've got 15 minutes left of this mission. This is how far you've got. You can, if you need any help with a trophy or something, you can simply click a button. It will give you a guide, give you a video, and you can either have it as an image in the bottom left, or you can like shift it to one side and then move it over. I know Xbox have like the snap system, I believe. So I think Xbox might already have some of this stuff. I haven't played my Xbox in a while, so let me know. But overall, though, I think the user interface looks amazing. I think it looks very similar to the 360. I just wish this video kind of showed us more features than anything. But apart from that, I think it looks pretty good overall. So what are your thoughts, guys? What do you guys think? Are you excited for the Xbox One, Series X, Series S? Are you excited for the PS5? Please let me know. Like I said, guys, I will be getting both these consoles. Unfortunately, my Xbox Series X won't be coming on launch. I only pre-ordered it. Well, I only pre-ordered my interest. When was it? Back in September. Whereas the PS5, I pre-ordered my interest back in like June. So yeah, you never know. If people cancel their pre-orders, I might be able to pick one up. But I definitely will be getting the PS5 on launch. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to massive thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Comment thoughts regarding this. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful day. And as always, in my next video. Adios, chaps, boom.